Hello everyone and welcome to Canada's Wonderland's first day open. 18 months is it?
Yeah, a long time.
It's about 18 months and we are here today with Anne from Beauty Studio. I'm Tyler and this is Grace. She's the Director of Communications here at the park. So you want to talk a little bit just about briefly what's going on around the park today and how everything's sort of been taken into effect.
Yeah, this is an exciting week for us. Today is the first season pass holder preview day. We've got another one on Tuesday. And then we open to the general public on Wednesday.
Yeah, on the 7th.
And it's the first time we've had guests back in the park. So the park is alive, it's buzzing with energy. People are happy, you know, getting on rides and doing their coasters that they missed. And, you know, as staff, especially, we're so thrilled to have everybody back. And
it seems like a very different kind of energy.
It's been a long time, yeah.
It's been such a long time.
I think it might be a bit of a sign that we're getting back to some kind of normal after, you know, the horrible year and a half that we've had.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun
For
today.
sure. So I think everyone here at the park is blown away, just in, first of all, pure happiness that they're back in the park and they're back in the place they love to be. So do you think your expectations were met of how this first day and the response is going so far?
I think so. I mean, everybody I've talked to today, you know, I gave people a quick hi this morning and as everybody was coming in for the first time slot, and people are excited. They're just, you know, they're like happy to be back and, you know, running to the rides that they want to get on. And yeah, I think it's just people were looking for that return to fun.
People are loving it. I think everyone so far, well, personally from my experience, your experience, I'm sure, and everyone we've seen and talked to today, they're loving it so far. They feel safe. They feel happy. They are just enjoying themselves while being in the comfort of, you know, knowing that they're going to be safe and they are not going to have anything go wrong with them today. So that's a harsh way of wording it, but I think we all get what I mean.
That's pretty much it.
Speaking of that, what's the current capacity that the park is at today?
Right. So for step 2, the province's guidelines have said that we have to be at 25% capacity. And the way that this is calculated, it's a formula that the province gave to us. So the 25% based on that formula provided by the province is about 12,500.
Okay, got it. So that 12,500, that's 25%. Will that be going up as we progress into stage 3 and further on?
I don't know yet. We have to wait to see what the guidance is going to be from the province.
Yeah, for sure.
We only just got the guidance from this for step 2. Maybe a week and a half ago.
Really? Wow.
So really we'll know closer to when we get into
Okay, so that's still sort of all up in the air. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so what's the most, actually, first of all, before I get into that, so we know, I think everyone pretty much knows now that we need to make reservations to get into the park. Right. As if you turn on any news channel, you'll see on Wonderland today. So how do guests go about doing that? Is that just on the Canada's Wonderland website and app?
Yes. So you get exactly that. You go to our website or you can go on the app.
Yeah.
You've got to book the day that you want to visit plus the time of arrival. And once you book your visit, and I don't think a lot of people know this, but you can manage your visit afterwards.
Very true.
So if you're planning on coming Wednesday and then it's going to rain Wednesday and you want to change your date.
But what kind of, I mean, I would say in line with this, what is the most, I guess, what is the most problematic thing that you have come across which would have been communicated through guest services as, like, I guess the most common thing that people are asking with regards to reservations? What sort of problems are they running into, and how is it going to be addressed going forward if you know, reservations are going to be a thing for at least the foreseeable future?
We have a surprisingly high number of people who have lost their season's passes or lost their barcode.
Really?
So that's always an issue. It's like they can't find it, right? And you need to have that reservation before you come to the park.
Of course.
Whereas before you could have just come and have us look it up here. So a lot of the calls we're getting are to look up season pass numbers, to be honest. But then the reservation, the management system, as well, people don't know that exists very much. So because they've decided they want to change their date. And so that's what we're trying to get out, is that this exists online. I think it's even attached in your voucher. There's a link to it. Yeah. So if you want to change, now it's important to know you can't change to an earlier time, I don't think. It's a later time, and it has to be an available time. and you have to move your entire group together. So
Oh, okay,
you
okay.
can't
So
take
it
one
can't be
pass
individualized. Oh, okay.
So little things like that we're working with in the system. It's just the way that it's built. Those are probably the hardest little things that take up a lot of the time trying to get back to guests.
Okay.
And something good to know, just to provide some value to all of you, is that if you want to cancel your reservation, you can't actually do it on the system. That's correct, right? You need to call the park, and then the park guest services team will help you do that.
Yeah.
And the reason you'd want to do that is because you can only have 2 regular entry days on your pass at a time. And is it true that once you enter the park, you can book your next day?
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Okay, so then you're gonna come into the park and then you'll be able to book your next pass as you go there. And can you just explain a little bit about how Splashworks is gonna work and how people will gain admission to that?
Yes, so Splashworks opens on July 12th. And that you have to book a visit to the Rides Park plus Splashworks. So you got to pick that product that's got both of them together. So you'll have access to the park, plus it'll get you entry into Splashworks. And you just have to show either your ticket or I think you get a wristband possibly at entrance to Splashworks, and that's it.
Yeah, so we'll see how that all goes down next week, and I'm sure there'll be more information on that as the time comes around next week.
Yep.
Perfect.
So if I, just to clarify, if I may, sorry I'm interrupting you,
Sure.
but just to clarify, if I may, so this is going to be 2 reservation systems separate from one another, where there'll be one for the park and one for Splashworks?
No, it's all park, except there you can get a park reservation with Splashworks. So everybody's reserving for this park.
Right.
It's just there's also a reservation that includes Splashworks.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, so you have to book 1 plus 1 or just 1.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
can't.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a bit confusing, but
sense.
it's okay. I'm sure as you go on the website, it explains it nice and easily, so you guys will be all set there. So speaking of sort of the reservations, and that's one of the implemented measures that has come into place over this year.
Yep.
Another one is masks, of course, as you can see we're all wearing right now, and most people walking behind us are. Do you want to just explain are masks required in the park and how that whole system works?
Yeah, this is important because we had some things change recently because of provincial guidelines. So bring your masks because there will be places you need them. When you're outdoors, you only need to wear them if you can't maintain that 2-meter physical distance. So if you're in
That's
an open
definitely very
area, you can have it off. But as soon as you're near guests, we ask that you put it back on. You also need to wear them when you're indoors.
Yeah.
On most of the rides, not including the water rides like Timberwolf Falls and Whitewater Canyon. And you don't need it in Splashworks. Again, unless you're in a line for food or you're going to the restroom or something.
And does that apply? This is a question I've had sort of from, not on my script, but just from walking around the park. In line, are you required to wear your mask because of your social distance in the queue?
I would use common sense. I mean, some of the
for
queue
sure.
lines, people, they're not maintaining exactly.
Yeah,
We have the
for sure.
markers. I would always choose the safer route,
course.
just to make sure that we're keeping everybody safe.
Yeah, for sure. So as my observations, and I'm sure yours from walking around the park today, most of the rides are very distanced out. They actually aren't packing you into the queues. If there is a case scenario where the queue is jammed, they will just spread it out of the queue and spill it out into the midway instead of just packing you into the queue, which is good to know that you're always going to be safe here at Canada's Wonderland. So I think those are a majority of our major questions we had. Do you have anything else to add?
I don't have anything else to add. I think you've covered everything very amazingly, only because it just clarifies things a little bit more
Sure.
for our audiences, for viewers, and thank you very much for taking the time. If you have anything to add,
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
signing out from my end.
Thanks,
But
everybody.
thank you so much for giving us the time.
We've appreciated
Really
all
appreciate
the
it.
support that we've had the
Absolutely.
past 18 months.
It's our
been
home
great.
park. It's got to be. We have to support it. It's our home park.
It is
Right.
our home park. That is true.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you
Thanks,
so
guys.
much.
Thank you so
And we
much,
hope to
Grace.
see you all coming out to Canada's Wonderland this year.